Welcome back to Bully Ball, a San Francisco 49ers podcast. We're back at it as usual with our 49ers versus Cowboys pregame primer for this divisional game matchup. Our dad's at the stadium right now. You know, he might as well be a season ticket holder at this point. He goes to all these games. So go onto our shorts page on YouTube and you can see a bunch of videos of the 49ers warming up pregame, the fans filing into the stadium, how it's looking at the stadium. We'll pull our dad on here in probably like 25 minutes, see how the stadium's filling out with fans, what's the percentage looking like. But, it's a big day. A lot of, pretty one sided wins so far in this divisional round. How do you feel about that? And think we see another statement win today by one of these two teams because we're seeing it right now. Bengals are handling the Bills. Philadelphia had a walk in the park with the damn Giants. And then the Chiefs and Jags game was pretty close. But what are you expecting from this game today?
Yeah. My background obviously a little different. My audio might sound a little bit different too. I'm at work. I'm on duty, 24-hour duty over here at my hospital, so that's why my stuff looks a little bit different today. But I still wanted to jump on and talk with y'all. Yeah. These games that have been going on have been kind of shocking, looking at the Bengals handling the Chiefs like this, definitely wasn't, or not the Chiefs, the Bills, definitely wasn't expecting that. And then the Eagles handling the Giants the way they did, wasn't really expecting that either. So, that's surprising. Something that's kind of concerning if you're looking into the future, if the Niners can get out of here with the win, having to play Eagles in Philadelphia, it's going to be a tough one. But let's focus on this game. Yeah, this game, it's gonna be a fun one for sure. All the stars are out right now: Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Barry Bonds, Patrick Willis, Joe Staley, just to name a few. It's gonna be fun. The Dallas Cowboys kicker is already missing kicks in the pregame warmups, so that's something to watch throughout the game. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously I want to see a statement win by the 49ers, but I don't know if it'll be such. I think it'll be a pretty close game throughout the whole thing. Um, Hopefully we can end up pulling away, in the second half like we usually do. Hopefully we can do that again in this game, but I think it's going to be pretty close throughout the whole game. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. 49ers cannot start this game slow. They've been starting very slow. They've been a second half team throughout, not even just last week. It's been the past couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. And the 49ers really got to start hot and stay hot, play a full game of football this week if they really want to win this game and not have maybe it comes down to the last possession if they don't play that way. But, you got to not necessarily make a statement, but you got to prove that you can play a full 4 quarters of football today because you haven't been doing it lately. Um, it's going to be a battle. Both teams have star players on both sides of the field. Both teams have key weaknesses on both sides of the field. So it's going to be a battle. It's going to come down to who wants it more. And I have this video here for you to show maybe this will weigh into the game a little bit because this is what we're talking about. So 49ers Cowboys getting the verbal spat over traffic jam on field as kicker Brett Maher attempts to warm up while Brock Purdy is attempting to get his throws in. Trent Williams, Aaron Banks, and Robbie Gould intervene. For PATs last week, if you watched the game against the Bucks, supposedly he's missed like 6 kicks and warm-ups already for this game. So he's been on the field hella long warming up. But here's just the video of what was going on the field. So Brock Purdy right here trying to warm up before the game. You got Maher right here trying to get his kicks in. And so here you see the 49ers wide receivers walking in saying, hey, get out the damn way. We're trying to warm up. And then you see, I don't know who, some trainers over here talking to Debo. That's the 49ers guy that catches passes from the QB sometimes. I know him.
It looks like that Cowboys trainer in the blue right there is the one who really escalated the situation. You know, it looks like he came in trying to come in all hot and probably saying some stuff to Debo and them. And then I think that's what kind of escalated the situation.
And then you got Trent Williams walking in right here. This guy steps up to Trent Williams now. And now he's getting all pissed off, doing the cowboy way.
Yeah.
Robbie Gold got to come talk to Trent Williams. So, you
If
got
I
the
was number
dogs.
if I was number 5, I would not be wanting to mess with Trent Williams. You know, you're probably a punter and you're talking to Trent Williams. He's one of the biggest guys on the field. So that guy has some balls.
Yeah, so now you got these two Cowboys, I don't know, trainers or whatever over here trying to talk. And then you got the 49ers receivers running off the field. They're bringing that dog into this game. There goes Trent Williams off the screen over here. So these boys they're going to be coming out playing from just this little dumb spat because your kicker's ass. So your kicker sucks, taking up the whole field while they're trying to throw. You got the 49ers offensive weapons fired up. Good job. We appreciate you at least. And then it would have been funny if he missed that kick too right there, but I don't know if he did or not. But just nice to see, 49ers getting a little chippy pregame because the Cowboys don't want to step off the field. And then, doing the old Robbie Gold, throwing over them because they wanted to stay on the field. You love to see it.
Shout out to our cousin Melissa, says, hi, boys, good luck today. Thank you. Longtime supporter of the channel. We appreciate it. Yeah, should be an interesting game. That's kind of already setting the atmosphere for this game. It's going to be pretty chippy. It's going to be loud. Our dad, if you go, like Joseph said, if you go check out some of our shorts, you'll see how many people are actually at the game. And it looks crazy. I've seen a lot of people saying that this is the most traffic they've ever seen at Levi Stadium before. And they've been to many games. So, that shows how much people are actually at this game.
Yeah. And before that even little incident on the field, this is what Debo Samuel showed up in today, looking like fucking John Wick or something out there. That man's ready to play. He's locked in. So
all black for the Cowboys funeral.
Yep. So you love to see it. I got the 49ers inactives here. The 49ers inactives for this game are quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo, Ambry Thomas, Drake Jackson again, Ty Davis Price, Tyler Croft, Nick Zakel, and Alex Barrett. The 49ers did elevate Alex Barrett and Janoris Jenkins for this game. Alex Barrett obviously inactive, but Janoris Jenkins is active today, and he will be playing in the game.
It was a lot of surprise to people that Croft was inactive because usually he's been up for games and Ross Dwelley inactive, but not this week. Looks like Ross Dwelley's going to give it a go with Croft sitting this one out. And then, of course, Drake Jackson, another guy, has been inactive 4 out of the last 5 weeks, which kind of sucks. You wish your first pick of this past draft, would actually play in these meaningful games, and he's not. So kind of unfortunate, falling behind on the depth chart, but it is what it is at this point. We just need whoever's going to go out there and give us the best chance to win.
Yeah, and the Cowboys inactives for this game, you got the big one is tackle Jason Peters. He is inactive. He got hurt last week in the game. Quarterback Will Greer, wide receiver Jalen Tolbert, cornerback Nashawn Wright, tight end Peyton Hendershot, who was another surprise one. He got injured, I believe it was in practice yesterday, and he's inactive. He has a couple touchdowns on the season, but nothing too crazy. And then you have D tackle Quentin Bohanna, who I don't know much about, but Quentin Bohanna and Peyton Hendershot were the two that I saw Cowboys fans saying they were surprised that they were inactive for this game.
Do
And
you
then
say
obviously,
Jason Peters?
yes, Jason Peters was the
Yeah.
first one I said inactive today. Um, Ron Curse, their starting safety, he was limited during the week and questionable. He is active today.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, I don't know too much about those guys either. So hopefully, it's good that both teams are pretty much healthy as possible. You have a couple guys out, but they got hurt earlier in the season. So there's not many excuses. Two teams pretty much at their healthiest all year going into a huge game. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, so the one key matchup for this game, I sent it to you guys earlier. 1 second. But with Jason Peters out, that means Nick Bosa is going to be going against a rookie left tackle. I believe his name's Tyler Smith, correct? From
Yeah,
Tulsa.
from Tulsa.
Yeah, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Good player, but a rookie against Nick Bosa. Hopefully, he could rebound from last week going against two rookies and he had no pressures. But that also leaves Charles O'Menahue with the right tackle. I forget his name. Do you know his name off the top of it?
You just made
Oh,
me forget his
Tyron
name.
Smith.
Yeah,
Tyron
Tyron
Smith.
Smith.
He was their left tackle for a long time. Great player. But Charles O'Menahue ate him up last year in that matchup in the playoffs. And now he's moved to right tackle. So you got Nick Bosa playing against a rookie, and you're going to have Tyron Smith playing against Charles O'Menahue, who harassed him last year. So you love to see those matchups right from the get go in this game.
Yeah, definitely two key matchups that the Niners need to capitalize on. Like we said, Bosa kind of had a quiet game last week, so I'm expecting a big bounce back from him this week. And then Charles O'Menahue, I'm expecting a great follow-up game from him. He had the game-changing play last week against the Seahawks, and hopefully he can have another one this week too. That'd be
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah. And the Cowboys love to run this package where they pull one of their linemen into the backfield as a fullback. But the lineman that they do that with is now the starting left guard because of the moves they've had to make with Jason Peters out of the lineup. So, you know, taking a couple things away from them cannot hurt you. You love to see it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also so glad that Tony Romo's not calling this game like he was last year, man. Last year was terrible. You could tell he was pulling for the Cowboys. So biased and just so annoying trying to predict everything, man. So thank God Tony Romo's not calling this game for us.
Yeah, that was terrible. I hated it. Dak's gonna do this and Dak's gonna do
Yeah.
oh, it was terrible.
Hmm.
But yeah, we got a battle on our hands today. What is your key matchup for the 49ers offense against the Cowboys defense? It could be a player against a player, could be, wide receivers against DBs, anything. What's your key matchup for the offense in this game?
I have one matchup specifically that's going to lead into other matchups, and that's going to be Mike McGlinchey versus Micah Parsons. Big Mike, he has to hold up against Parsons. He has to hold strong. He can't be getting beat like a drum because if that's the case, that's going to speed up Purdy's time clock, and that's going to limit our other receivers. If Mike McGlinchey can hold out on Micah Parsons this game for most of the game, obviously Parsons is still going to get his because he's a great player like Bosa. But if McGlinchey can hold out for at least 75, 80% of the game, that's going to open up a lot of things for the offense. That matchup kind of leads into my matchup of Brandon Ayuk versus Trayvon Diggs. I think Ayuk can cook up Trayvon Diggs, being how great of a route runner he is. So, if McGlinchey can hold up and give Ayuk some time to get through his routes, I think that'll be huge for the Niners offense. What about you?
Yeah, and I was going to say the 49ers offensive line as a whole, today is probably the most talented pass rushing unit that the 49ers have faced all season, and they get tons of sacks from the interior and the outside. So everybody on the O line has to hold up for me today. And the big key there is not letting Brock Purdy face too much pressure because, as we've seen, Brock Purdy's been great escaping the pocket the past couple of weeks. But I feel like teams are going to try to take that away now. Maybe they have a QB contain guy, one of the linebackers. But if the 49ers O line can hold up well enough and you're pulling that linebacker out of coverage to contain the quarterback from scrambling, that opens it up for your receivers, like you said. And I really believe the 49ers receivers as a whole group can cook up the Cowboys DBs. They got bigger guys at DB, but they don't have the elusiveness and swiftness and speed of the 49er guys.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely the O line. I think the Cowboys were what are they? They're at least top 3 in team sacks this year.
Yeah.
They're at least
I
top
think they
3.
might be
I think
second.
us,
I think
Eagles, and
we're not even
Cowboys.
close. I don't
Oh
think we're
no.
even close. Yeah, we don't have a lot of sacks this year. I think
Well, I
it's
know the
Eagles
Eagles and
first,
the
Cowboys
Cowboys are
second.
first and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, offense line has to hold up. They have a bunch of depth players just like we do. They have multiple guys with at least like 4 sacks or more. So, offensive line definitely has to hold up through it all, because I think the Cowboys are really going to try hard to contain Brock. I think they're going to try very hard to keep Brock and make him step up in the pocket and make throws rather than letting him get outside the pocket and make those throws. I think they're going to try very hard to make him step up in the pocket and make a throw like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And with that being said, I believe, this is the game. I said it last week that I think the 49ers running game has to be a bigger part of the game than the passing game because the 49ers have completely switched where now it seems like the passing game is used to open up the running game. And I think this is the game that changes because if you win this game, you got to do the same thing next week. The run game has to open up the pass game. So I think we see a shift this week to where the 49ers get a little creative in the running game, get the running game cooking, and then they use that to create the pass.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like the Buffalo Bills and Cincinnati Bengals just wrapped up their game. The Bengals win 27-10, pushing them on to the AFC Championship in Kansas City versus the Chiefs. So that should be a great game. Rematch of last year's AFC Championship game. I think the Bengals are going to win that one. Patrick Mahomes has that high ankle sprain. I think that's going to limit him pretty much, like a good amount. We already saw it in the second half of of their game last night. So I think the Bengals are going to be in the Super Bowl 2 times in a row.
Yeah, and that just watching this game, the Bengals defense is playing out of its mind right now. They shut out Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow is just next level. He doesn't get the hype like Mahomes or Josh Allen or those guys, but he's just as good, if not better than them. He just doesn't do it with his legs as much. So people don't give him the credit.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. I have the PFF pregame matchup from PFF. And so here's your team ranks. You got your power rank. 49ers are third, Cowboys are fifth. Defense, 49ers third, Cowboys 10th. Offense, 49ers fourth, Cowboys seventh. Strength of schedule, Cowboys 30th, 49ers 32nd. People were saying, oh, the 49ers haven't played anybody. Well, if you look at the strength of schedule, it's pretty similar. Um, but yeah, you see how close these teams are in their power rankings. But I think the big difference is the Cowboys do give up a lot of points, in these past couple weeks. You can see their schedule here. They gave up 23 points to the Texans, 40 points to the Jaguars, uh, 34 points to the Eagles, 26 to the Commanders. So, their defense is good, but you can score a lot of points on them. And that's not something we've really seen the 49ers give up a lot of points as of recently, except for the outlier games. But yeah, here's your PFF comparison.
Yeah, that Minnesota Vikings win that they have, doesn't look so impressive now. Vikings lose to the Giants in the wild card round, and then the Giants go on and get killed by the Eagles. So that just shows you a little bit. Doesn't look very impressive um, on that schedule. But they do have that big win over the Bucks last week. The blowout win. So they're gonna have some momentum, just as the 49ers are as well. So
Yeah.
lead into a great
And
game.
one thing you got to remember is, the 49ers played last Saturday and the Cowboys played, when did they play? Monday, correct?
Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah, they played Monday night. So they had to travel from Tampa Bay back to Dallas, short flight, whatever, on 2 less days than the 49ers. And then they also had to travel to Santa Clara for this game. So they're on kind of like a 3 to 4 day differential, less than the 49ers. So the 49ers should be fresh coming into this game, and the Cowboys should not be that fresh coming into this game. So I think that could play a huge role in this game.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I don't want to look too much into the future. If the Eagles have the upper hand going into the championship game, no matter who they're playing, because not only are they home, of course, being the 1 seed, but they also played yesterday, so they also get another, day or so advantage of rest over the other.
Which is fair for the 1 seed, but it is what it is. Our dad on here saying 30-17 us, and Ayuk, my bully. Debo also going to kill it today. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Yep, I could see it. Brandon Ayuk cooking them. He did it last year against them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
looks like Joey Bosa is at the game, and he was in the tunnel embracing Nick Bosa before he walked out onto the field just now. So you love to see it. Tons of legends in the stadium for the 49ers, tons of family. Christian McCaffrey was embracing his whole family before the game. I think the team's ready. I'm not too worried, if I'm being honest with you. I think it's going to be a battle. But I see a lot of 49ers fans choking. Oh, gonna lose. Bunch of national media turning. No, I don't see it. I haven't seen the Cowboys don't play as physical as the 49ers. So they're gonna get their little butt spanked and get back on their flight back to Dallas.
Yeah, I'm not that confident like you are. I think I was getting nervous for these games. I got nervous for the game against Seattle. Nervous for this game too, just because if the team comes out flat, one game and you're done. That's it. Season's over. Packing it up, and we're not seeing Niners football again for about 200 plus days or so. Um, but knock on wood. Hopefully we have a great game. The team seems ready. I thought it was very interesting. The Cowboys were giving the Niners a lot of bulletin board material. You have
Yeah.
those radio hosts saying they're hoping for a CMC injury. You have Dak Prescott saying that he was wanting this matchup all along. Micah Parsons saying that we've never played a team like the Cowboys and that he also wanted to play us. Um, you have their head coach, Mike McCarthy, said, like, oh, we're 3-point underdogs. Wow, okay. Like, just giving the 49ers a lot of bulletin board material, and you didn't really see that coming from the Niners, real business-like, real quiet, and just I hope that they're letting they let their talk be handled on the field. You know what I mean? They come out
Yeah.
and just show what they're about on the football field and not in the media. So
Yeah, and that one huge media guy, I forget his name, but he's been on Twitter all day yesterday saying, "Eagles, be ready. The Cowboys, we play you guys next week." Boy,
Skip
shut up.
Bayless.
Yeah, Skip Bayless. Eagles, you need to be ready. The Cowboys are coming next week. Boy, you ain't even played this game yet. Take your ass whooping and then go cry on the couch when the 49ers send you home crying this week. Um, but anyways, we got our mom on here. I'm going with my boy Kittle for my bully. I'm going to say 24-19 49ers. Yeah, I definitely could see Kittle winning it as well. Um, it was just posted. Brett Maher was hitting about 50% of his field goals in pregame warmups. And Jerry Jones even came down onto the field to give him a pep talk. That dude ain't making any field goals this game. So, the 49ers, you need to, if they get in a field goal range, just stop them. Don't let them get a touchdown. Sell out, do what you got to do, hold them to a field goal. Let this dude choke if you got to. I don't know how this happens, but his confidence is out of the window. Like, this dude is not making a kick today.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what the Cowboys' game plan is for their field goals. What range is gonna be like field goal range, and what range is gonna be all right, we're going for it. Is it gonna be like
Yeah.
10 yards up is field goal range? Everything behind that, we have to go for it on fourth down. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. Funny note was the Cowboys fan who Trent Williams laughed at for flipping him the bird at last year's playoff game is at Levi's today. He's over there and he has a picture. He has the picture up as well with him, so that's funny to see.
Yeah, and I really think the Cowboys are going to go for it a lot on fourth down. If they're in field goal range this week, I really don't see them letting this dude kick the ball many times. Like, after seeing him miss that many in the pregame warmups, I just don't think they're going to have any confidence in letting him kick at all, unless it's obvious, like 4th and 10, 4th and 8. You know what I mean? If it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
You love to see this. Pre-game, Jerry Rice out there with the wide receivers, getting them hyped up before the game. You love to see it. You don't really see many NFL teams where the old legends, they're always there and they're always supportive of the team like this. So you love to see that.
hmm Another thing that came out before this game was that we're targeting a contract extension for Nick Bosa this offseason. Obviously, I think that was going without being said, but expect Nick Bosa to be the highest paid defensive player in the league coming next year because, he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year this year, so he should be the highest paid defensive player in the league, deservingly
Definitely.
so.
Here's the picture
Yeah.
of your guy. This is the Cowboys fan Trent Williams laughed at and flipped off. Somehow he got good seats at the game. So, hopefully he gets flipped off again after the 49ers win again. That would be funny.
I mean, he had great seats too at that last game, so he must be doing something
Yeah.
right to be sitting low like this in every game.
So our dad said the Wi-Fi up here won't work. Let me tell you, I've never seen this much red in Levi's and the fans are ready. It's hella loud. It's crazy. Yeah, I saw some people saying it was the most, of the opposing team that they saw in the stadium. But
I mean,
according to our dad, it's not seeming that way.
it makes sense too because the Cowboys are obviously one of the most, if not the most liked team in America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that they're going to have a bigger showing than these other teams that have come to Levi's before.
Yeah, most definitely. And the ticket prices were insane. People were selling them for thousands of dollars. They were cashing out, taking their Um, they're $3,000 to buy their season tickets next year. You know, you can't really blame them. But
Yeah. I saw something that said I think the lowest price for a ticket was like $409 or something, and the highest price was like 18,000. So,
damn,
I think this was the most expensive 49ers game in Levi's because it was like $6 more than the NFC Championship in 2019. So, it's pretty crazy.
yeah, insane prices for this game. But
And sad news, this is the last game at Levi's for this year, well, this
yeah,
season, I guess. So no matter what happens, Niners win. They're going to be going to Philly. Niners lose, obviously. That's it. So last game at Levi's.
yep. So, hopefully the fans at the stadium get loud. We have a good game. You got legends here, two Hall of Famers on the field right now. Joe Montana and John Lynch, both on the field pregame, chatting it up a little bit. You'd love to see it. Just, it's a legendary vibe at the stadium right now. You got all these old legends, all these great old players there. You love to see some magic from the 49ers today. And the last pick in the draft, Brock Purdy.
Yep. Definitely use it. Um, let's get talking since we're probably wrapping up here in about 5 or so minutes. The game starting in about 10. Who is your prediction for Bully of the Week? Like our dad said, my dad actually took mine because I told him about it, and then he took mine. He said Brandon Ayuk because that was originally going to be my Bully of the Week. He stole it from me, so I'll let him have that. Sounds like Debo's his honorable mention. Our mom going with George Kittle. Who's yours?
I was thinking about it all week if I wanted to go with someone like, a little different again. But this week I'm going Nick Bosa. Gotta be Nick Bosa this week. Zero pressures last week. He knows that's unacceptable. He knows we can't win if he does that because nobody else can get much pressure. Nick Bosa gonna eat up that rookie left tackle this week. Um, easy bully of the week. Nick Bosa for me. He's going to prove he's the defensive player of the year versus the other guy in the running for defensive player of the year this week.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I think he's going to try to show out too with his brother Joey Bosa being there as well. So gives him a little bit more to go a little bit harder too. Mine, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, thinking of like maybe somebody a little different. So I'll say my honorable mention, I'm going to say Charles Omenihu. Had a great game last week, had a great game last year against Tyron Smith, which is pretty insane because I remember Tyron Smith being one of the best tackles in the NFL.
Yeah.
Um, and I think he moved to right tackle recently because he was a left tackle. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I think Charles Omenihu is going to have a great game going up against Tyron Smith. He's going to be that strong second rusher that Joseph and I have been pleading for, these past few games at least. And then I'll say my actual. Did I cut out?
Yeah, I could still hear you. You
Oh,
just weren't moving.
okay. My actual bully of the week is going to be. You traded for this guy for a reason. You traded for him for these big games. Christian McCaffrey. He's already showed up a lot since we traded for him. He's had a huge impact on the offense. But now, big games like this, over. I think he's going to have a great game receiving and rushing. I'll say over. I always like to just drop a little stat line, just for the fun of it. I'll say over 100 yards rushing. I'll say over 200 all-purpose yards.
Damn.
So, yeah, over 200 all-purpose yards.
You love to hear it. Yeah, I would love to see that. And
Mhm.
for your honorable mention, Charles Omenihu, we've been saying it for weeks. The dude's so close to getting sacks, and he's just barely missing. He finally gets the sack fumble last week against the Seahawks. And last year, he dominated the Cowboys because he's a native of that area. So, he always comes with a little extra chip on his shoulder when he plays Dallas. So, hey, easily could be the bully of the week this week.
Yeah, definitely. Also, looks like we're going to be going live for halftime. So make sure you tune into our halftime report. Come talk with us, give us your thoughts. We'll be giving you guys our thoughts. Hopefully it's a better halftime than last week, because last week was rough.
Yeah, so definitely join us here at halftime. We'll hop back on. If you guys want to hop on, say a few words, how you're feeling, your thoughts on the game so far, that's perfectly cool with us. Just join the live and we'll throw the link in the chat for you to join. And that's all we got for you right now. Hopefully we have a good first half. And yeah, we'll see you guys at halftime.
Yeah, before the game starts, go check out our shorts on the YouTube. We got a bunch of videos of the players warming up before the game. Let's go check those out. Drop a like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all at halftime. Peace.
Peace.